Welcome to the HyPrix Porsche Cup, presented by GT Champions.
Okay, we're finally here. Andy, you there, bud?
I'm here, I'm here.
Hey, look at that. All right, we are here. In case you were wondering what that little tiny thing it was that was just up on the video screen, that was Midweek Madness, and for some reason now it disappeared, and I'm trying to get it back. I leaked this out earlier last weekend, and I haven't even told Andy about it, so there you go. Let's get our browser chat up so we can have the peeps talking to us. This is me and Andy. It's GT Champions and Black Flag Racing TV together to do a broadcast. This is going to be awesome. Hi, Andy.
Okay, I'm really looking forward to this. This is going to be something special. And if it's not, and even if it goes horribly wrong, at least it'll give someone something to talk about.
Yeah, well, we can sit and chat and we'll figure it out. We have all kinds of options for us to go and do stuff. But folks, we're gonna try something a little bit new. I haven't done this since the test multi-class series that we did. But first, I need to find my my tile because I wanted to talk about something. But let's bring this up really quick. Here's our HyPrix folks that take care of everything. Andy, tell us about HyPrix. I don't want to do all the talking.
It's essentially a team of genius for graphic design, logo design, branding, overlays, race drivers. Put it this way, if it's to do with sim racing or real life racing, and you're not involved with HyPrix, you're not with the best.
Well, there you go. That's great. I really that's exactly the way I'd put it too. You know, these guys have done everything for us and made everything so pretty. And in this series, by the way, we can't forget to mention simracecity.com, who is giving out the prize, the cash prize, which we're going to see for Div 1 today, later this afternoon, in about 5 hours from now. The Division 1 guys are going to duke it out, and the top place guys getting 200 smackers. Second place 65, and the last place or third place will be $35. So there's some cash money on the line for those people. So really excited.
Big things to play for. Big things to play for. And just to answer HyPrix saying Andy face reveal, you really do not want that to happen. It will cost a lot of money to put people through that kind of pain.
To do what now?
A face reveal for me.
It's not happening. Not this time, folks. Maybe another time. But here's a little something I'm going to just pop up on the screen here for you. Midweek Madness. So GT Champions and HyPrix are teaming up to bring together a broadcasted series. And that's all we're going to say about it. It's going to be during the week, so it's probably going to be mostly the U.S. stuff, those time zones. But there could be some times where I get up extra early in the morning, and we can do some stuff that, fits more of the U.K. folks. It's coming. Just letting you know that we have some cool stuff coming. I'm also looking at planning to try and do some of our Gentleman's Tuesday Challenge. If you don't know what that is, you should come check it out, because that is a really cool feature that RWB puts on, specifically J-Rod. All kinds of street cars. It's not group car racing. It's all street cars, full tuning, lots of fun. So anyway, so that's what we're doing. So here we are. We're at Interlagos, Andy, and this freaking track is the stuff, dude. It's so great with this car. And
it's one of the best tracks. It's one of the best racing tracks in the world for me. I think it's got a little bit of everything. It's got some really fast, long straights. It's got really complex, twisty, karty type circuit corners. It's got everything.
Yeah, it does. It's also got some great overtaking areas, and it's also got some really tricky corners that will just catch you out. And if you're not careful, you're going to just go sliding off for a long ride. So
Yeah, I mean, Sector 1 and 2 are so vastly different. I mean, Sector 1 is all about pure, unadulterated pace, and Sector 2 is about kind of feathering your throttle, looking after your tyres, looking after your brakes, picking your line. Very, very different parts of the racetrack.
Yep. And then you get the twisty bits. That's where it really comes into play. You got to use all those curbs, and yeah, there's some good stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so folks, here's what we're planning on doing. So we're not going to have any driver interviews, unfortunately, because the race has already been completed. We're doing this as a replay. However, Andy and I are talking about we might do this for the 2 final races this afternoon, because we all know and we've all heard about this stupid bug that came out with the with the last race. If anybody is using VR in a lobby, it screws up all the cameras for us broadcasters. So we've banned the use of VR for these final 2 rounds until we can get through all of this and they can get that sorted out. But here's what we're gonna do, and I'm just gonna go ahead and bring it up now so they can see. Folks, HyPrix put together the greatest setup for us, and Andy and I, my screen is on the left, his is on the right, and we're gonna be able to see multiple camera angles during the race. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm so excited. And you know what? I mean, I know who won the race, but I didn't watch the race. I literally skipped to the end to get the finishing order so we can provide that to you at the end of the race. But I have no idea how it came to be. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to watch. Who's ready to go? Andy, you ready to go?
Absolutely. Shall we get cracking?
I think so. I'm just checking. I don't see any questions on the screen. So let's see. We'll go with the audio from the front. So on the left side of your screen, I'll be watching the lead drivers, and Andy will be watching the mid pack, and that way we can all see the action going on. So bear with us, folks. This is something very new, and we're trying to do this for the first time. So, but I'm gonna let Andy have control of the start because his video is delayed by about 1.5 seconds. So we're gonna try to time this. Man, I hope we get this right. Okay.
Okay. Right. Ready. Ready. Set. Go. How's it looking?
I think I got it.
Awesome. And they're away, and let's see how clean we are into the centre S, because it's always a bit of a dodgy one on turn 1. And everyone cleanly through by the looks of things, certainly from this end. Little tap at the back there from Big Red on Quiz, but Big Red himself kind of slows himself up. But yeah, it looks all right so far at the back. How's it looking at the front?
It's looking great. They all got through cleanly. Magic up front, started from pole, still sitting up front. Nico and Average Tom and Mikhail. So that's your 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, so
somebody just went off. Oh, Nephilim just went way off the track.
Yes,
okay.
That was Benjo, absolutely flying off at the end of the curve of the sun, or curve of the soul, as they call it. Yeah, that was a big off.
Yeah. So everything's still looking fine up front. And folks, we've got the cameras work a little different now. They let us actually kind of pan between the cars, and so we can stay watching the cars as they come flying through, which is awesome. So up front, everything is still looking good. Magic still up front. Nico, Tom, and Mikhail, and Jay. Your man Jay is in 5th place.
Yeah, good run for him. Also, our other man who came in the last round as a reserve, Grizz Troopers, running in 7th.
Oh, Tom's off the track. Tom goes off the track. Oh, he's all the way down. He's dropping like a brick.
Now, considering that he is vying for the championship, that's a massive blow to start out for him, isn't it? Back in 9th he is, just tucking in behind Chip Reese. So let's run from the back. So at the back we've got Benji went off on the first lap, so he disappeared off to one side. Ahead of him, Big Red of the USA. Anna just in front of our ISA driver. Average Tom, who you'd expect to be in the front 3 by now, back in 9th place. Chip Reese running in 8th from the United States. He's got Quentis, or Cookies are cool, and Cookies are very cool. In 7th place. Bridge Troopers from Black Flag, yay, in 6th. with his teammate just in front of him, old man Jay, in 5th place. Toolshed running in 4th. Mikhail running in 3rd. Magic Cook, good run from him in 2nd. And Nico, who's also new to Division 3, just demonstrating some crazy pace up front at the moment.
Yeah, and Nico actually got around Magic in that first sector and has taken the lead of the race. So Nico is in first. Magic now drops to second with Mikhail and Toolshed not far behind.
That's I mean, as it stands at the moment, when we're looking at average Tom here, and he's in 8th place at the moment, and it's him and Mikhail vying for the top of the tree, and Mikhail in a much better position right now in that top 3.
Yeah, they were so close in points. I forget where they started points. I guess we should have brought that part up. I didn't think about that. But yeah, it's super close. I mean, every position on this track is going to count. Any bonus you get, like Magic gets the pole position bonus point, so he stole that from both of them. So now it's about who can get the fastest lap and who can get the position on the track.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you would expect to see average Tom starting to pick up the pace and moving through the field, but you know, Interlagos is quite a quick track, so he's going to have to really get that done early, because there's 2 distinct strategies that I've seen for Interlagos. There's going to be those that one-stop it, and you will either go really long with some soft tyres if you think you can manage it, but it's usually going to be soft and medium, or there's those that are just going to two-stop it and just not worry too much about tyre wear and just give it some beans. And it doesn't look like there's much difference in those 2 strategies. So I think it's really down to what your preference is.
Yeah. And looks like Black Flag's got 5th and 6th currently going on with Jay and Grizz right now. So they have they've kind of slid back. I'm going to tell you, Nico has really pulled a gap here. That's close to 3 seconds right now. Let's see. 1,000, 2, 1,003, maybe even 4 seconds he's ahead. That's the unfortunate thing about replay. We don't have the deltas, which I would really like to see. But Nico does set the fastest lap with a 1:31.10 just now, and he's already through into turn 2 with the other guys coming into turn 1. So Nico's really holding it together. Magic still in P2 with Mikhail not far behind, but far enough behind. These front 3 have kind of really pulled away from everybody. Where's Toolshed? Oh, he's not too far away. Currently, Toolshed's on a first purple sector for the first sector. That's not bad. How's it going back there, man?
Yeah, so, as you said, Jay and Grizz running very similar times in 5th and 6th. Average Tom's got past Cookies are Cool, up into 7th now. He's now chasing down the 2 Black Flag guys. And I do want to do a quick thank you to Slipstream, who you may or may not know joined Black Flag this week.
I heard that. I saw that.
Yeah, he did us a whole new livery just for this round of the Porsche Cup, which you can see out there today, which is awesome. I absolutely love it. And,
is that what Jay and Grizz are running?
That's the ones that Jay and Grizz are running right now.
Okay.
We'll give a good little zoom in. There we go. Look. It's just fire and flames and evil all over it. It's brilliant. Absolutely love it. So Cookies are called back in 8th place. Chip Reese, who I can confirm is using VR for this race, which is so we wouldn't have been able to broadcast it anyway because he had the VR on.
Yep.
He's running in 9th. Benji has got around his 2 teammates up into 10th.
There's a change. There's a battle for P2 happening right now. Mikhail was looking inside. He is on the bumper of Magic, and right behind him is Toolshed. Toolshed is caught. These front 2. Oh no! Mikhail, or not Mikhail, but Magic goes off the track and spins. Uh-oh. Oh, that's gonna be painful. Oh, he falls way back, which gives Toolshed P3. Mikhail less of a fight for the podium positions now. That's good for him on the points.
Magic Cook actually came out in 8th place, but Chip Reese has just pulled a move on him up into 8th and dropping Magic Cook now down to 9th place. So a lot of work for him to do, although he is now making that move back. He has made that move back, and he's back up into 8th, but a lot of work for him to do to get back involved with that front 3.
Yeah, he's going to have to make his way up there. These guys up here are driving the car like they stole it. I will say that, so Nico is way ahead. Nico is on the soft tire. So I believe that this is going to be a 2-stop if you're on the soft tire because it does not last the whole way. Mikhail is on the medium tire and Toolshed's on the soft tire. So Mikhail keeping up with the top group on the less advantageous tire, right? So that should be interesting.
I mean, watching a lot of the practice sessions over the last week, there isn't that much difference in the performance of the tyres. In terms of longevity, the medium's obviously much better. And we're just watching Average Tom trying to make a move around Grid Troopers. Old Man Jay and Grid Troopers up into 4th and 5th now. Average Tom in 6th, just trying to make a move on Grid Troopers. But Grid's doing an absolutely brilliant job just holding off the apexes and making Tom work for it. And he's about to pull it. Does he pull the move here? Yes, out of the curve of the sun. He makes that move. Nice and clean. And up into 5th place for Average Tom.
Nice.
Yeah, good move there. Good move. Cookies are cool. Got a little bit wide there, but it doesn't look like he picked up a penalty for that. Just got away with it, I think. Oh, no, he did. He did pick up a penalty. It's a half-second penalty for a little bit of abuse of track limits. Just behind Magic Cook. He's getting back up to pace. He lost nearly 14 seconds on that lap when he went off, so he's got some work to do yet, but he's ahead now. Chip Reese is starting to put a gap on him and closing in on Cookies are Cool, who's facing in the wrong direction. And you can't park that there, mate.
I was going to say, that's not a good way to race. You're supposed to go one direction that everybody else is going. Speaking of that, speaking of going where everyone's going, it looks like Tom has climbed his way up. He's in P5. He got around Grizz, and he's on the attack for Old Man Jay. So Tom's still in this thing. Like every point's going to count. So he's got to pass every car that he can get. Nico still holds the fastest lap, so maybe Tom can get that bonus point and get around another car. You know, that's what he's got to do. But this is happening right here. This is Tom on Old Man Jay. He is in his slipstream. I wonder if he's going to make a move here. He sees P2 and P3 right in front of him. Oh.
He does. Well, he did have a look there. That was exactly the same place on the last lap, but he got round Grizz Troopers, but didn't make it happen that time. I wonder if he's going to catch him in this little twisty karty section we're coming up to.
Oh, I love this camera. Me on the outside, you on the inside. This looks beautiful. You get to see.
That might work.
That's awesome. There he goes. There he goes. Oh, he just kind of pushes his way through there.
Yeah, that was very elbows out through that corner.
That was really elbows out.
He does get through, and there is Old Man James. Old Man James not letting him go. He wants to stick with him. But I think Average Tom's just got a little bit more pace on those soft tyres, because Old Man Jay started on the medium compounds.
Yeah. That's a fun camera angle, bud. we're going to... Okay, man, I really hope you and I can actually have 2 spots open in each of the lobbies today and do this for the final rounds of D2 and D1. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Hopefully people are liking it. Yep, Slipstream saying good solution. Bipolar saying that this is cool. Yeah, this is fun. I love co-commentating. It makes things so much better. Okay.
Old Man Jay has just had a little off coming out of Juncal into that long straight. Just went a little bit swirly, caught the back wheels on the grass and sent him off to the left. So he is now back in 7th behind Magic Cook.
Yeah, there is a huge gap between all the cars up front. So here I'll call out the top 6 as we have them now. So Nico sitting in first with, it seems like an eternal gap back to Mikhail in P2. Mikhail has not gotten rid of Toolshed. Toolshed's still sitting there in 3rd, just about 2.5 seconds behind him. So Toolshed sitting in 3rd. Tom has climbed his way all the way up. He's in the same sector as these guys. He can see them. In fact, if I go on board, let's see, from the chase cam, he can see them, right? Who's he seeing? Yeah, he's just a corner behind him. He can see them climbing the hill going to heading up towards the start-finish line. Grizz Trooper in 5th. and Magic is way behind him, but he's up into 6th with a lot of work to do. What's it look like back there, man?
Well, Magic Cook is in what I like to call the black flag sandwich. He's got one slice of black flag bread in 5th and the other one in 7th behind him in Old Man Jay, who's dropped back a little bit after his spin. He's got Benji behind him, but I can't call him Nephilim. I've known him as Benji forever, and I can't change his name now. He is probably about a second and a half behind him at the moment, but not closing. But it is a bit of an ISA party at the back of the pack today. Benji in 8th, there's Hannah from ISA in 9th, and Big Red, who I think is about to make a move. He did think about it, but didn't get that move done, in 10th place. Crentis, or Cookies are Cool, is under a bit of pressure from Chip Reese coming down into the centre S. Can Chip Reese make this move? Again, not quite close enough. He gets very close through the left-hander, but Cookies are Cool a bit quicker on the power out of the right-hander and just lives to fight another lap. And Chip Reese bringing up the rear using his VR today, which we won't get to see again for a while.
Yeah. Well, I've mentioned this a bunch of times. When enough people gather up this hardware, and we could put together a full VR lobby, we'll probably do something like that. And if they don't fix the broadcast, it'll just be a replay like we're doing now. But I really want to get. First of all, I really want to get the PSVR 2.
Benji off the track from 8th place.
No.
Dropping back. He's back behind Big Red, who has got past Hannah now. So Benji back in 9th place, and Hannah winning the battle of the. Big Red winning the battle of the ISA drivers.
We have a whole lot of ISA drivers in this division, that is for sure. These cars are everywhere.
Yeah, and I can tell you on good authority from their Discord that they were told there are no team orders this weekend. It is every man for himself.
There you go. I like that. Well, looks like Mikhail's pulled a little bit of a gap on Toolshed, which for Toolshed is really sucks because Toolshed is on the soft tire and Mikhail is not, which means Toolshed's going to have to pit sooner. The same thing for Tom. Tom is there. Tom is only about 3 seconds, maybe 3-4 seconds behind Toolshed and catching. And he's catching quick. So Tom, or Average Viper, is still in this thing. Look, he has a shot at a podium. Now, granted, he's going to have to pit. And Grizz is also on the soft, but Magic in 6th on the medium tire, although he's pretty far back. But he may not have to pit as often.
No, it's the same as Old Man Jay. He's also gone for the one-stop strategy. I mean, as I said, it's so close. It really is down to personal preference because we've done a lot of lobbies this week and sort of tested lots of different scenarios, and there doesn't really seem to be any difference between one or the other. So I think it really is down to what you feel more comfortable with, and I think that those that are running the medium soft are going to find themselves in a very similar position to those running the softs. So it's going to be about what they do on the track. I don't think one strategy over the other is going to make a big difference in terms of winning place in the pit stop. What I think will be important is how you refuel the car, and that is the first pit stop of the day. Benji jumping in very early, to be fair, because the pit window for the soft tyres should be around lap 12 or 13. He's coming after 10 laps for his first stop. Now, either he's changing his strategy to include mediums, or he might need a third stop.
He might. The soft tire drivers are definitely going to have to do a 2-stopper. This pit window, I don't know how long the pit window is here, but it feels like it's forever at Interlagos. So we'll have to see how that goes.
It is pretty long, which is why I think how you choose to fuel is really important. Because I think if you go out there and don't put any fuel in the first stop, you give yourself a lot of extra time in the pits the second time out, which probably could potentially cost you more time. So I think it's about putting a little bit of fuel in the first stop and then the rest of it in the second stop, and try and maximise your time on track.
Yep. Now I'm looking at Nico's. He's racing with RSR, and I'm looking at this livery. Looks awesome. like the shiny chrome and everything. Oh, that's because I made it for him. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that is really, really cool. Just having a good look at the outside of it.
I spent a
really,
little
really
bit
cool.
of time on it just to give him something. He's like, I don't have anything to run. And I had to find all the decals, but anyway, I digress. So Mikhail has really pulled out a huge gap to Toolshed now. Let's see, 1,000, 2, 1,000, it was 3 or 4 seconds, but Tom is catching. Tom's getting closer.
Take a look at Grizz Troopers and Magic Cook. Magic Cook is tucked right in behind Grizz Troopers right now and trying to find a way through. We know he's quick because he was up in that top 3, but can he make the move happen?
Well, let's see. I'll watch Magic here, and it looks like you got his in-car cam, so
He's certainly close enough. I think where he makes the best place for him to make the move here is going to be coming out of Junkao, getting nice and close to the back of Grizz Troopers, and trying to make that move with the slipstream down to the Center S. It's where the Grizz Troopers can block off that inside line going into the Center S and stop him kind of cutting underneath him.
yeah, this is going to be the trick. Is Magic's got to get a good exit here,
That's
which he
a great
does.
exit.
Look at that. That was amazing, and he's got a huge run. And this is going to be a drag race down to the turn 1. Woo, boy! Here we go.
I think he's got it under braking. Who's brave?
Who's brave? Oh, he goes around and gets it done. Woo!
I think Grizz Troopers did the right thing there. You know, you've got a car that's in front of you. You know the guy's quicker. That's not your race. You know your race is sort of 4th, 5th, 6th. Trying to hold up a guy that's that much quicker than you, it's only going to damage your tyres. It's only going to affect your strategy. You're better off in some cases not fighting too hard, letting them disappear and just running your race.
Absolutely. Well, Toolshed is he's going to be looking at some new tires pretty soon. Who's that in front of him? Is that lap traffic?
That is. Who is that in front of him?
It's a ICER
Oh, it is
driver.
ICER. Hannah, yes, that's Hannah.
Is that Hannah?
So Hannah
Okay.
is, already. Just shows the pace out front of those guys, though, doesn't it? That,
Well, we have to be fair. I mean, Div 3 has got some Div 2 drivers in it, right? Because there was no open spaces to move them up, and so Division 3 is really a race for everybody to be in, right? Like, and I've said this before, it wasn't even supposed to be here. Up Toolshed going into the pits, and Viper following him through, so P3 and 4 jump into the pits. Nico's still out on his soft tires.
I mean, that is spot on with the pit window, 13 laps. That's spot on for the two-stopper. Almost bang on the 20-minute mark, which is exactly where they need to be doing. And I think at that point is when the tyres start to go off. You start to lose a bit of time on those softs. There is some grip still there, but you're better off getting rid and getting some fresh ones and cracking on.
Yep, and so it looks like average Tom between the 3 guys that pit went in with the least amount of fuel, so he's coming out now. Toolshed's coming out now, but Old Man Jay up into 4th position from those guys pitting out, and same with Magic. So those medium tire runners are all sitting there in the P2 through 5. Toolshed is on. Yeah, he just got the new sauce. So 2, 3, and 4 on the medium tires. But Nico, the race leader, still on the soft tires and still has plenty to go with those. Like, he's he almost went on the track. Oh my gosh, that was close.
He does seem to be doing a really good job on those tyres. I've been hanging them out for quite a long time, so he clearly didn't put too much through them. And maybe the fact that Mikhail is on the medium tyres has helped him a little bit, because he can't give that kind of extra little bit of oomph that you can get with those soft tyres. Because these, I mean, if you look at the front runners in terms of lap times, I mean, he is dropping off a little bit on those soft tyres. He's been going in the sort of mid 32s, which is kind of medium tyre pace. But if the guy behind you's on mediums, it's not really that big a problem. So worth kind of hanging it out there a little bit longer when you know the guy behind you's on mediums.
Yep.
We look back at it. So essentially, everybody in the top 4, bar Nico, on those medium tyres, and so Nico doing a really good job, to be fair. but he's got pit soon because it could go
Yeah,
on
he
as
is
long
going to
as
have to
doesn't
pit.
get him.
He didn't pit last time around, so he's just going to keep on going. Now, what I want to see is, where's Toolshed? There's Toolshed. He's in 5th. Where's Tom? Tom's in 7th, right behind Big Red, who has not pit yet. So, and Toolshed, he did pit. Toolshed, wait a minute. Toolshed got a way... Oh, Toolshed didn't take fuel during the pit stop, and Tom did. So that explains the difference in time. What is going to be interesting is how does that play out towards the end of the race? Did Tom overfuel? Or
I think it's back to what I was saying earlier, is that you kind of split the amount of fuel you need over the 2 stops. As we just watch Average Tom making the move on Big Red up into 6th, is that what Toolshed's done is he's giving himself good track position now, but come the second pit stop, which he's going to need to do, he's going to need to spend significantly more time in there to get the additional fuel that he needs.
Yep.
And I think it's going to cost him time.
Well, maybe. I mean, he still has over half a tank of fuel. We're almost to the midpoint of the race, so it'll probably just be a little bit of a splash. And it's possible that Tom's at 3/4 of a tank, so I think Tom's actually maybe put in just a hair more than he needed. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes.
I think there probably will need to be a splash. It's quite fuel intensive here because you've got the long straight and you're really powering through, especially Tom as well, because of that mistake he made early on, which has cost him some positions. He's going to have to push that a little bit harder than he probably would have liked to this stage of the race, to try and get back in touch with that top 3, or particularly with Mikel, who's his biggest challenge for the championship.
Yeah. So Nico, I'm gonna guess he's gonna pit this time around. I mean, maybe. I mean, we're gonna see. I'm gonna follow him through and see if he decides to pit in. Because Mikhail is. See, I don't have the deltas, but Mikhail's not far behind. Mikhail will definitely overtake. Nope, he says no. Somebody's getting a blue flag from him though. Looks like an ICER driver.
Those guys in the back now are coming into play. Yeah, he's coming up behind Benji now in 10th place.
Yeah.
So those guys, so Benji, Chip Reese, Hannah, Big Red. I mean, to be fair, they're all going to be kind of involved in this race, aren't they? Because now these front runners are catching up behind them. As Nico making a lovely move there past Benji to get it done quickly. But they're going to be involved in this battle because they're kind of deciding how quickly those guys out in front can go, but they're also giving them some slipstream, which helps them save time and save fuel.
That's true, but if they catch them in the corners and they have to wait, that adds time too. Although Nico's in a class all by himself out on this track right now. Like we're on lap 17 and he's still on those soft tires. He's got to go in this time around. He's got to. Like what? Yeah,
surely. I mean. He's a tyre-saving wizard if he doesn't. But you can see. I mean, looking at his lap times, you can see just how much of a drop-off there was.
Toolshed spun. He's recovered, but Old Man Jay moves up to 4th. Toolshed drops back. I don't even see Tom on the radar. There he is. He just shows up behind Toolshed. Let's see if Nico is pitting or not here.
It's probably about 3 seconds back, Tom, at the moment, I think, on Toolshed. So, he's still running well, but Toolshed, it's the pit stop. We'll see. At the next pit stop we'll see really what the difference is. So, yeah. I mean, Tom's job at the moment is just to keep those lap times in, and he's doing some really, really solid sort of high 31s, low 32s on a pretty consistent basis. Yep. Which is, if you look at the guys around, you look at Old Man Jay, for instance, he's currently up in 4th. On those medium tyres, he's doing high 32s. Toolshed's doing, although Toolshed's looking pretty quick at him, he's just done a 31.4, which is his best lap of the race. Grid Trooper's doing the low to mid 32s. So Tom's a little bit quicker than all those guys, so he will be edging his way forward.
Well, I'm going to tell you that Nico's on a one-stop soft strategy. Because we're almost at the halfway point. We only got 2 minutes left in to the midpoint of the race, or 3 minutes. And it looks like he's trying to make these soft tires last. And he might be able to do that. I didn't think anybody was going to try to pull off. I mean, his tires are shot. His right front is pretty much gone. So I don't know. I don't know that we'll see Div 1 or Div 2 guys try to do a one-stop on the softs because they drive those cars a little bit harder, right?
Yeah, I mean, if anyone can do it, some of the top Div 1 drivers could. But from the conversations I've had with a lot of the bigger drivers, particularly the front runners in Div 1 and Div 2, none of them are suggesting that soft is a viable strategy.
Yeah.
Because towards the end of the stint, there's nothing on those tyres to keep you on the track.
Yep. Well, he just went into the pits with 44% fuel left in the car. So he's definitely going to have to take some fuel. But, ladies and gentlemen, Mikhail, your new race leader on lap 19, running the medium tire strategy. He still has a stop to make, right? But Mikhail, Magic moves up into second place, coming through the first sector now. Nico still sitting in the pits and getting fuel, and fuel is done. He's on his way out, so we'll see him in a second. Old man Jay comes through. He should beat him out of pit lane and be up into third. Of course, all these guys still owe a pit stop, right? And
yeah,
here comes Nico.
So he comes out in fourth.
Yep.
Toolshed not too far behind him though, and he's up to pace. So how quickly can Nico get up to pace and make sure that he can keep away from Toolshed? Because it's going to take half a lap or so just to get the heat into those tyres and get the grip out of them.
Yeah, exactly. He's got to rub off all the fresh rubber that's sitting on the top of the tires. And look at that, Tom is there. Tom, hello. Tom is caught up to Toolshed. He was pretty far back a few laps ago, and he's closed that distance by at least half. So Tom is still in this thing.
I think one more lap, and I think we could start to see Tom making a move on the Australian driver. I suppose it really depends on how well he can get. I mean, if he gets really good run out of Junção now, he might get close enough to pick up a little bit of slipstream and make that move even earlier. But I think this is going to be a battle that will be happening very, very soon.
Yep, it will be for sure. I'm wishing we had this race live so that we could have the deltas, because I love to see how these guys like gain on each other and where they're at. Let's see. So there's Mikhail. He is in the first sector still. No, I'm sorry. He's in second sector. I wasn't paying attention.
Well, so he's in sector 2, and Tom just coming through the Senna S. And we were talking about the 0.4 fastest lap, and Tom's just got himself that with a 130.7.
Oh, okay. That plays a new role in how things are going. That is for dang sure.
Absolutely. So they're now currently even because no points have been handed out for race positions yet. So that'll buoy him a little bit. That'll sort of spur him along, knowing that Mikhail hasn't been into the pitch yet. And he's been watching.
Yep.
Absolutely, he's been watching. So that might be what prompted actually the fastest lap, as he's seen Mikhail staying out, and he thought, let's push a little bit. Maybe if I can get closer.
Oh, I see a yellow flag. There's a yellow flag in the final sector. I don't know for what, though. I don't see any cars spinning around. But Magic is stuck. Magic is stuck behind a couple back markers. He's getting some slipstream off of Chip Reese. Whoa, he goes really wide. That might give him a penalty. He's flashing the guys, telling them to get out of the way. And he gets a half-second penalty for his trouble. But he needs to get around Chip. And there we go. They all slow down and give him the space through. And Magic in P2 coming down through the turns 1 and 2 and 3. But he has a half-second penalty on him. Which means he's going to end up falling behind these guys potentially and having to do that all over again.
Absolutely. And it's not easy. I mean, it's great getting that slipstream down the main straight there. But having to keep doing it on cars that when you get into the corner are going to be slower than you. You kind of would rather get it done than have the slipstream at times.
Yeah, agreed. Now look at this. Old man Jay is not far from Nico. Somebody just went off track there. Forget what that Curva something.
Over the soul.
Yeah. That one. Everybody knows I don't know my track corners and their names. I just call them that corner and this corner. You got to figure it out. Whoa, there's some crazy stuff happening here with Toolshed Tom and Old Man Jay. I mean, they are elbows out, I tell you what. Holy crap.
Oh, this is on at the moment. And Toolshed with that penalty as well. So average Tom is going to, well, I said a lap, didn't I? And it's been, well, 2 laps, and he's going to take that position from him. But it's going to be kind of gifted to him by virtue of the penalty. So Tom's next target, obviously, is going to be Old Man Jay. And
woo, these guys have really come together, haven't they?
They have. They so have. I mean, you've got to look at the improvement with some of these drivers over the course of the Porsche Cup as well. That you've seen. I mean, you've seen some of them from sort of week 1 to week 2 to week 3 getting faster, better, quicker, more reliable. And it's good to see that kind of growth over sort of 6 or 7 races, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, that's one of the things that I love about the GT Champions tournaments is that it's open for everyone. There's something there for everyone. Tom just cannot figure out his way. He's like, I gotta get through here. He's going late on the brakes, deep in, and he leaves the room. But it's not done yet. Jay is still there. Woo, boy. Tom gets it done and moves up into 4th.
That was a great battle between those two. Great battle.
Yeah. Oh, but anyway, I was saying, oh, as Toolshed goes looking inside and steals the spot as well. They are on the soft tire, but I was saying is the GT Champions races, especially World Cup and Porsche Cup, right? They're open to anybody to come and qualify for, and we have pretty much a division to cover almost everybody, right? So these are great opportunities for drivers to have real race experience and race around other drivers who are, some are better and some are worse, right? Faster or slower, better pace, slower pace. And they can learn some stuff.
Actually, we were talking about it last night, me and a couple of guys, is that the reason they like racing here is that, you know, you're essentially racing people that you can, for whatever better expression, that you can beat. They can beat you, you can beat them, and it's always going to be close, it's always going to be fair. And that's why they like doing this sort of thing. I mean, it's all well and good racing with your team every day, but, you know, your team is split between the aliens right down to the guys who drive like me in 20 seconds slower than everybody else. So this really kind of evens it out and gives you a really good battle, but without the grief of the daily racing where everyone's just punting you off the track every corner.
Yep.
So look, let's have a rundown from the back forward, shall we? So Hannah is at the back of the pack on lap 22. So those back markers on a different lap and wide, very, very wide. She's now ahead of Chip Reese, but incredibly wide. Chip Reese not quite close enough to make a move.
You cannot say a girl is wide. You better change that right now.
The car was incredibly wide, and it was absolutely fine.
Sorry. Oh, Mikhail, the race leader, into the pits. So Magic is probably going to follow him in, maybe.
I think so. It's about right for.
No, he says no.
I think probably another 5 minutes is the ideal time to go in with the medium tyres. I think 20 minutes on the soft tyres is optimum. I mean, you probably can push for 25 minutes. We've seen that Nico managed it, but I think optimum. If you can stretch this out with just 20 minutes to go, then you're giving yourself some really, really good solid tyres for the end of the race.
Yep. So I guess I have to say, Magic, the new race leader, he started on pole. He had the first lap or two, and then he was on the medium tire and lost that. He's still on the medium tire at 36 minutes into this race. And I think, let me just see.
He had a problem as well, didn't he? Didn't he spin in one of the early laps?
I think so. Oh, Mikhail has a 3-second pit lane penalty for some reason.
Brutal. Now, I worked out that the penalties here at Interlagos, for a 3-second penalty, that's going to cost him somewhere near 5.5 seconds.
Yeah.
With the speed up and slow down time and everything else that goes with it.
Especially coming up the hill. Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big, big blow. So at the moment, average Tom in third place, looking very, very good. I'm sure there's a smile back on his face at the moment.
Ooh, I've got Nico in the same camera shot as Magic. Nico on the soft tire, Magic. He's on the medium tire. He's got to. Yeah, there he goes. He's pitting in now. So in goes Magic, and now Nico will assume race lead as he had before on the soft tire. Tom is going to be up into P2 now. As soon as he gets across the line, yep. But Toolshed's right there. Right there.
So Mikhail loses. He was on the back of Grid Troopers and looking like he was going to take it. That penalty's cost him time, and it's actually allowed Benji to unlap himself. So he's going to have to try and lap him again when he catches him. Magic Cook and Old Man Jay getting into the pits.
Yep. Oh, Mikhail comes out. So Mikhail's went from the medium tire. Now he's on the soft tire. So we thought he was fast on the medium tire. Now he's on the soft tire for, 21 and a half minutes. So we're going to see how that works out for him. I don't think he's going to catch Nico. Nico is way up the road from him. Tom and Toolshed are both going to have to pit again. Toolshed has less fuel in the car, like we talked about earlier. But they are bumper to bumper, so I think Tom is going to be able to overcome Toolshed, especially in the pits when they go to get fuel.
Yeah, I mean, and if we look at the tyres are very similar. It looks to me that Toolshed's got a little bit more grip than Tom, but there's not much in it. But, you know, the fuel is going to be the big factor here when they come in. And at the moment, Tom can, and I thought they were, at least one or both of them were going to go in, but they both opted to stay out for one more lap. But yeah, I think Tom's in a really good position now because he's ahead of Toolshed, so he's going to get into the pits first, and he has to put less fuel on board, so he's going to get out first as well, and probably with a bit of a gap.
Probably. That's what I would guess. Tom has been having a pretty spectacular freaking season. I mean, I've seen him have some struggles in World Cup, and I think Porsche Cup last season. But man, he is shining right now in Porsche Cup, and so is Toolshed, right? Like, a lot of these drivers have really come so far, and it's so much fun to watch them.
Absolutely. I mean, the first time I met Average Tom was my first GT Champions broadcast when it was at Daytona, and he won that race. And even though I thought at one stage he wasn't going to win it, he kind of just nicked it from nowhere. But then had a couple of races after that. It didn't really work out for him, but he's shown some good pace.
Yep.
And I think that if he does lose this championship, he might look at being stuck behind one of my drivers, Old Man Jay, last week for quite some time when Jay nicked that podium. But talking to Toolshed, I think he'll look back, and I did have a chat with him a couple of races ago because he jumped in, I think it was at Road Atlanta, and he had enough fuel and tyres on board to stay out, but kind of second-guessed his strategy and went in for a top-up and for some new tyres.
Oh, yeah, I remember you talking about it. You're like, I remember on the broadcast, you're like, what are you doing? Oh, both of them into the pits. Okay, so Tom and Toolshed pit out from second and third. Nico, he's in for the long run. He's got 20 minutes left. He's got some lap traffic in front of him, but he's in for this. So Grizz goes into the pits too. So Mikhail is going to take over second position. He's got the soft tires that are just basically brand new. Only got a couple laps on him. And he is going to move himself up into P2. That is great points, because listen, the P2 is worth 2 more points than P3. So Magic now comes out, and he's on the soft tires. He's in P3. Where's Tom? Tom's coming out of the pits there. I just saw him coming down the pit lane. So we should see him in the camera shot. We go here. Let me look backwards. Nope. Okay. So, yep. There comes Tom. So he is in fourth. A brand new set of soft tires. Magic's on new tires. All top 5 people are all on the soft tire now. So
the only one thing I will say is that Mikhail went in, or Nico went in very, very early for those softs, and already there's quite a lot of wear on those tyres. And I think, you know, if he can't build up a big enough gap, he might struggle with those guys behind who are going to be absolutely pushing towards the end. So if I were him, I'd be a little bit squeaky bum time when it comes to sort of 3 or 4 laps left.
Okay, what did you just say? Squeaky bum time?
Yeah, squeaky bum time. It's where you're clenching really hard because you're not sure.
I get it. I love working with international drivers and learning some new phrases. Squeaky bum time. All right, I get you.
We could use that expression to describe the whole of Division 2 with the 2 HyPrix drivers going in on equal points.
Yep. Well, let me say, Nico is in Sector 2. Mikhail still in Sector 1. So I don't think Nico has much to worry about. Mikhail is coming down the first long stretch, and Magic is just coming through turn 1 and 2. So it's going to be a challenge for them to catch Mikhail because he is also on the same tire. Now, Tom, I don't know what Tom's pace is compared to Magic. I know what it is compared to Toolshed because they're very similar, but he definitely has a little better pace than Tom, or than Toolshed, I think, if memory serves. So I don't know.
If I look at Tom's sort of last few laps before the pit stop, we're talking low 31s to mid 32s. Toolshed was mid 31s to high 32s. So Tom's got about half a second, I think, on average over Toolshed. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. Correntes, cookies are cool. He's into the pits. That'll be his last stop. So he should. In fact, he'll have very, very fresh tyres towards the end of this race because he's got them quite late.
Come on, camera, work with me. I'm going to go on board with Nico for a lap in the car.
If you're doing that, I will do this.
There we go. Okay. We're going to watch Nico as he just muscles this car around the track.
So, the two views of Nico.
Hitting every one of these apex is just so wonderful. Like, he's getting all the curbs where he's supposed to get them. Well, except for that one. But he's getting there.
There's a yellow flag, and that's Benji facing the wrong way again. Yeah, struggling with that Porsche. It is, to be fair, the Porsche is a difficult car to drive. So, credit to anyone that's made it through this Porsche Cup intact, really, because it can be such a tricky little animal.
Indeed. So that's a lap around the track from Nico's point of view. I don't know what camera he functions in, but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It is. So Chipri's still at the back of the pack, despite Benji's spin. Benji in 11th. We've got Hannah just ahead. Wasn't just ahead. She is about 2 corners ahead in 10th place. Big Red in 9th place. So the ISA back marker battles are being firmly won by Big Red at the moment. So bit of bragging rights within the team there for him.
I'm telling you, I'm really loving the new spectator camera setup that they released with this update, where I can look at one car, and then go to the next car and go to the next car. As long as they're within the same camera shot, it'll pan over to them and keep it, which is so great.
It is really awesome. What we need, though, is bloody keyboard controls back. Missing them.
Amen,
so much.
brother. Praise Andy for the comment. We really need to get our keyboard shortcuts back. Even if I don't have replay, it'd be nice to at least have some of the keyboard shortcuts to switch between the drivers and the cameras.
Yeah,
right?
that's supposed to be after the update. Before I even read the update notes, I plugged the keyboard in and tried it.
Yep, me too. I think all of us, like Craig over at CC Sim, and I know he and I communicate. CC Sim kind of I guess not a sister organization, but like we're pals, right? Like we try to share each other's content and get people to because they race at such different times, and and so he messages me on. I was gone all week, right? I'm gone. Oh, there's a car turned around and Mikhail Mikhail under attack, and he's going to lose a spot. Magic's going to get around him. I think I do remember that. I was watching Chip Reese's live race yesterday, and he was getting blue flagged, and he tried to move over, and he got onto the grass and just slid right through into the apex and hit Mikhail. And that kind of sucked for Mikhail. So now Mikhail's sitting in third, which is interesting, right? Because that's 2 extra points less that he was going to have over Tom, right?
Yeah, so I mean, Tom's jumped behind as well. So I mean, this is really going to buoy Tom now, because just as he goes past, he'll be going past Big Red up into to stay in 4th place, but to lap him. But seeing Mikhail just ahead of him on the road, and being able to see the back of his car as well, which he probably can do now, actually, if he looks in the distance. I think we need a straight bit of road to see that. But that will certainly give him a little bit of impetus to kind of push forward and give it that extra little bit, because he knows that if he beats him on the racetrack, the championship belongs to him.
Yeah, so right now, Mikhail has 1 point over Tom. However, Tom has the fastest lap bonus point currently, which means for points-wise, they went into this thing tied, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
That means they're going to, if they finish right like they finish now, they will be tied for points. However, we'd have to go to look at their average race finish, right? And so
it will be whoever has the most podiums would nick it, would they not?
Well, but here's the thing. Going into this race, Tom has 2 P2s, and so does Mikhail.
So it really is.
It really, and they both have a P4 and they both have a P5. So this race, if Mikhail finishes in front of Tom, Mikhail wins. If Tom finishes in front of Mikhail, Tom wins. That's it. There's nothing else to go here. Tom has to get around Mikhail, or he doesn't win. Period. End of story. That has to be what happens.
That's knowing that I suppose at least it's in his hands. You know, when you have these races where you can win it, but you rely on other people doing other things, it's quite frustrating. But at least he knows there's the car in front of him. It's not too far in front of him. If he catches it and he overtakes him, he wins.
Yep. So both of them in the first 4 rounds, right? Not including the drop round. I did the math beforehand because I thought this would be fun. They both each have a 2nd place finish, a 4th place finish, and a 5th place finish. Literally, the 4 rounds they have the exact same finishing positions, so they are exactly tied. Now, let's say Tom doesn't get the fastest lap bonus point, right?
Yeah.
If he finishes where he is right now, he loses. If he finishes ahead of Mikhail, he wins. So it's like that's his only choice. If Tom finishes where he is right now, then he would have a 4th place finish, and he would be behind Mikhail, and he's got even with the bonus point. So he has to pass him, or he doesn't win this thing.
He knows the job he's got to do, so he's just got to go out there and do it. Looking back, I mean, the 2 black flag drivers, Grizz and Joe, swap places, but still running very similar pace, 6th and 7th. So pretty much, and this is what I was saying about the 2 strategies being so equal, is there, we've got Grizz that was on a 2-stop, we've got Jay that was on the 1-stop. They started the race together, and they're still running together on the racetrack. So it just goes to show those strategies really no difference between them.
Yep, Mikhail's kind of starting to fall off a little bit from. He's falling off a little bit from Magic, and I think Tom is catching. I just double-checked something. They are not tied going into this. Viper is 2 points behind.
Right,
so,
okay, so he has to beat him.
He has to beat him, and he has to beat him with that bonus point. So he has to keep the fastest lap, and he has to get around him. And Tom is close. He's close.
He's very close. He can see the back of his car as well.
Yep. I think that little incident with Chip Reese. What's that?
So Mikhail will be going into the centre S as average Tom is pretty much crossing the line.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. He's definitely got to get around him. I don't see any other way around this. Oh my goodness.
So 8 minutes left. So essentially we've got 4, 5, maybe 6 laps left, and then we know.
Yep, then we'll know. Now, I think that little incident with Mikhail and Chip was just what Tom needed, like that inspiration, because Tom is coming faster. Like, he looks quicker on track. He does have a fresher set of tires than Mikhail. Mikhail's tires are almost 50% worn. Tom is about 30. So Tom has a little bit more to work with these last few laps.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that strategy, the sort of running for 20 or 13 laps, and then to the end, seems to be the perfect way to manage the two-stopper. Because if you look at what Tom's got plenty to take into the end, he hasn't got to worry about fuel. He hasn't got to worry about losing his tyres. Whereas I think Mikhail might be, in the last couple of laps, wondering whether he can keep the car on the road. We've also got to think about Nico as well. Nico's tyres are shot.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. He'll make them work. That's what they look like the last 5 minutes of the race, before. So, but he's so far ahead. He is into all the twisty bits. Magic just came out of turn 2 or 3, right? So, like, he's a long way up third. He could go 5 seconds a lap slower probably and still win the race. He's just
the problem
so
is if the tyres do go out from underneath him though, and he spins.
That's big. Yep.
That's big problem.
Mikhail's dropped off a ton off of Magic, and Tom is on the charge.
I can see him now.
Oh my gosh, this is tense, man. 6 minutes left in the race, and we're waiting to see, can Tom get there? This is the championship battle for Division 3. Mikhail currently gonna win the championship if they finish on the road like they are now, but Tom has other plans. He is so close. Oh my gosh.
It must be so. It must be so tense in both those cars at the minute, because you've got Mikhail knows he would have done the math before this race. He will know that he's got this championship in this current position, but he can see the time closing in behind him, and knows that the guy that's chasing him is the only person that can stop him winning Division 3. And equally, you've got Tom in the other position. He knows that he's got to beat Mikhail, and he can see him, and he can see him getting closer and closer and closer. But of course, Tom doesn't know what Mikhail's doing on tyres. He doesn't know what he's doing on fuel. So you haven't got that kind of that backup in your mind. All you've got is your own strategy and hoping that it's the right one.
Yeah, they're both actually on pretty much the same amount of fuel. Tom might have a fraction more fuel, but his tires certainly look better. And if Mikhail makes any mistake, they're on the same straight now. Tom is closing in. I'm gonna see if he shows up in this particular camera angle now. Oh yeah, there he is. Oh, this is getting good, folks. This is getting good.
Really good. I think we'll do a quick run through of everybody, because I don't think we can get a chance to do this again. So Nico leads the way, some way ahead of Magic Cook, who's got a penalty, and that could help Mikhail out a little bit. Mikhail in third, with average Tom bearing down on him he's like a lion chasing down a gazelle, isn't it?
A little bit.
Toolshed in 5th place. Old Man Jay running in 6th. He's now ahead of Grizz Troopers, also from Black Flag, of course. Cookies are cool, or Cruentus. There's a yellow flag. Who's that for? Don't know. Cookies are cool in 8th place. Big Red, ISA driver in 9th. Hannah from ISA in 10th. Benji from ISA in 11th. And Chip Reese is in the pits at the end of this race. It looks like he's stopped for a rest in the pits. So that is the full lineup. But this battle here between Tom and Mikhail, I think is the big thing going on right now.
Well, look at this. Mikhail's actually closed the gap to Magic in front of him. And that's big, because that's 2 more points, right? And a place.
Absolutely.
At this point, Tom has got to get on the podium, and one of those drivers has to go away. So I don't know how he's going to make this work. There's only 3 minutes left.
So essentially 2 laps from this point, and we have our champion.
Oh my gosh, I'm stressing out. Like,
No.
can Mikhail hold it together? Can Magic hold it together? Can Tom get there?
It's the same. A couple of laps ago, we weren't even thinking about how Magic Cook would play in this championship race, but all of a sudden now, 1 penalty, and it's all up for grabs, isn't it? Anyone
Yeah, look at them. They're all 3
three
together. P2, 3, and 4 are probably only 2.5 seconds apart from each other. Maybe 3.
Slipstream's going to be big play here. So exit out of Juncal. This is what matters. How good is this exit? You get a good exit here. Maybe you get close enough to pick up a bit of slipstream. But at the moment, I think they're just far enough apart from each other not to be giving anything away. But when the slipstream does happen, if it does, Magic Cook's in the worst position of the 3 because he's been giving it up to both of them.
Okay, so Magic's fuel light on and blinking. Mikhail and Tom looking okay.
Looking very good for them. And tyre-wise, I don't think they've got a problem. I think Mikhail is going to struggle a little bit with it. You look at his right
Oh my
front
gosh,
tire.
Tom is so close. He's so close. There may be 2 laps left. This one and 1 more. I guess this would be considered the penultimate lap if my timing is right.
I think you're right. I think there was 1 more. I think that 39 is the target. Hence the sort of 13, and 13 being the optimum strategy for the soft tyres. But looking at Mikhail's tyres, he's pitting that lap earlier, or that couple of laps earlier. This is when you start to see why that's the problem, because he's going to have to try and keep a very, very quick Tom at bay while having tyres that aren't giving him the grip he needs through these.
Yeah, he's struggling. He is struggling with those tires, and Tom is just like, I got this, and it's okay. They're gonna come across. This will be the last lap, not this one. This is the penultimate lap. So now, what happens? Magic, he's got enough fuel to get through. He's coming across the line here in P2 momentarily, and this will be the last lap. Of course, Nico's well on his way to being the last lap. There's Mikhail. Thomas right there. Oh my gosh.
So close. So there they go across the line. So who else makes it on to the final lap? I think Toolshed. Toolshed is going to be close. Is he going to make it? He does. He gets 1 more lap. Old man Jay, how close is he? Does he get lap 39 or does he finish this race in 6th position?
I'm not taking my camera off of P3.
You watch that. This is going to be close. Oh, just outside that time. So Old Man Jay will finish in 6th. Grizz Troopers 7th. Cookies are cool in 8th. Big Red in 9th. Hannah will be 10th. Benji in 11th. And Chip Reese in 12th. But let's get back to the business at hand. The championship.
Yep. I've got the view right here. I'm watching Mikhail's view to see. Tom is right there. Tom making a huge push through that final corner. Oh my gosh, this is going to come down to the very last. It's going to be the last corner. This is it, people. This is for the championship. Oh my goch, Tom is right there.
Coming out of Juncal.
Oh, Mikhail's tire's shot. Look at his right front tire's got nothing. Tom is going to eat him up. Oh, Mikhail goes wide. Oh, go. All right, this is it. Oh no! Mikhail gets a penalty! No! Oh, that's gonna do it!
Snatched! That is snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Oh man, Mikhail! No! What did he get the penalty for? But look at that. They come across the line. 3 and 4. Oh my gosh. That means Tom wins the championship. Tom! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, that was insane. That it doesn't get any better than that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That was awesome.
Oh.
Loved it.
All right. So there's our results. I am so sorry, Nico, that we missed you coming across the line, but we had a championship battle, bro, and and I totally that was insane.
That was mental.
Nico, nice job on the win, but Magic has the pole position.
So early.
Yeah, Magic gets the pole position, so he grabbed 17 points. Average Viper finishes third with 14 points and the fastest lap. So, if my calculations are correct, and they are, folks, here is your final championship score. Viper and Mikhail tied at 70 points. And because the first 4 rounds, they are even, exactly even. Tom has 2 P2s. Mikhail has 2 P2s. Tom has 2 P4, or has a P4, so does Mikhail. He has a P5, and so does Mikhail. So it came down to finishing position on the track to break this tie. Viper finishes ahead of Mikhail with a P3 instead of a P4, so Average Viper wins the championship. Way to go, buddy. Oh my gosh. That's how you finish a season, boy.
And I'll tell you what, when on lap 2, when he went spinning off on that start-finish straight, I don't think he even imagined he would be there at the end. But what a finish from him. Great finish.
Yeah, that was awesome. And Toolshed finishes on the championship podium by 2 points over Magic. So that's your championship, folks. And look at that. So let's see, Jay from your team comes in the top 5. That's some good points right there.
That's a brilliant finish. But bearing in mind that coming into this tournament, you couldn't drive a Porsche.
A lot of these people couldn't drive a Porsche. Oh, man. Let's see. Spider Team comes in 7th. He wasn't there today. And Hannah, right smack dab in the middle of Division 3. Congratulations, Hannah. Good job. Hannah's come a long way. A long, long way in her racing. And I don't know if you know this, she has a medical condition that makes it hard to sit for long periods of time.
Yeah,
and
it's awesome finish to get there.
That's awesome. So congratulations, Hannah. Good job. And her team boss finishes behind her in the series. So that's some bragging rights for Hannah.
Massive bragging rights there, yeah.
Yep. So way to go, guys. That was a fun round. I've kind of lost my voice after all the yelling. But that was exciting. I mean, what? Yeah, we should do that again. As a matter of fact, for those of you that are watching, we're going to actually try to do the same format live for the 2 races this afternoon. It's not confirmed yet, but we're gonna see what we can do about that. But man, that was a blast. That was so much fun doing that with you, man. That really was.
It was.
Oh, yeah, so good.
It took some time to get it ready, but we got it done.
We did get it done, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, live's going to be interesting.
It will. Well, folks, you know what? I wonder, did I have the audio on for that at all? Or is it just us talking in the cars? Oh my gosh, did I not have any audio? No, I had the audio from mine playing. Okay. I was like, did they not hear any cars at all that whole race? And just silence and us talking? Okay, never mind. We got it covered. All right. Well, that was fun. Andy, that was fun, man. I appreciate you spending some time with us. Doing that. That was a lot of fun. I guess what we'll do is we'll close this thing out, and folks, pay attention. We got 2 more races. Division 1 for the cash prize. Let's see. Let me pull up actually the current Division 1 standings after round 5. Sharky has 69 points, Lucas at 61, and Jake at 60. So there's a 1 point difference between Luke and Jake. And that 1 point difference is the difference between $35 and $65. Right?
Really close. Really close.
If Sharky bids it,
because I've just had a fuse go in my fuse board. Luckily, this is still working, but a fuse has gone for all the other electric in my house, which I need to sort out because my kids are crying because the internet's gone off.
All right, I'll let you go, man. I'll finish this up. Go take care of your business and fix your stuff. Cool. Thanks again for coming, buddy.
Catch you soon.
Okay. All right, folks. So yeah, in Division 1, Sharky and Lucas and Jake sitting on the podium. Greasy's right nearby too. So anything can happen in Division 1. Sharky could bin it, and Lucas and Jake could be fighting for that $200. So we just don't know how that's all going to work out. So come and watch, man. Come and watch this afternoon. All right, guys. that's it. I'm signing off, and we'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.
Welcome to the HyPrix Porsche Cup, presented by GT Champions.